there's a hidden story behind the rise of modern medicine. A story few people know, a story that reshaped hospitals, destroyed ancient healing traditions, erased thousands of practitioners, and changed the course of human health forever. Today, we look at medicine and assume the system we have is the natural evolution of science. But what if the opposite is true? What if the system we know today is the result of a calculated takeover, engineered by one of the wealthiest and most powerful men in history? Before the 1900s, healing looked completely different. People used sunlight therapy, herbal medicine, plant extracts, nutrition, hydrotherapy, mineral treatments, spinal manipulation, hormone-rich organ extracts, and bone-focused therapies that modern dentists and doctors would recognize as functional or integrative. But an oil tycoon looked at this entire world of healing and saw one thing: competition. This is the forbidden story of how Rockefeller medicine destroyed natural healing. In the 1800s and early 1900s, the United States had a vibrant, diverse healing landscape. Medicine wasn't dominated by one single philosophy or system. You had herbalists using plant pharmacology, homeopaths treating with biological doses, eclectic physicians blending herbs, minerals, and nutrition, naturopaths promoting detoxification and sunlight, midwives with hormonal and botanical knowledge, osteopaths treating structure, alignment, and circulation, early endocrinologists using natural organ extracts for hormones, dental doctors connecting bone density, gum health, minerals, and hormones. There were over 100 natural medical schools across the country. People chose their healer based on philosophy, not based on what the government approved. Natural medicine was not alternative, it was normal. Doctors understood that the body had intrinsic intelligence, that bone, teeth, hormones, digestion, and sunlight were interconnected. They believed that healing required supporting these natural systems, not suppressing them with chemicals. And there was something else: these therapies were not patentable. You can't patent sunlight. You can't patent magnesium, progesterone from plants, or herbal extracts. You can't patent liver extract rich in hormones. You can't patent a detox. This diversity of natural options was a threat to men who wanted full control of the medical industry. John D. Rockefeller built his empire on oil. He was the world's first billionaire, a man obsessed with power, influence, and long-term control. Around the late 1800s, Rockefeller discovered something revolutionary: chemicals made from petroleum could be turned into pharmaceuticals. If doctors could be trained to prescribe chemical drugs instead of natural remedies, if the entire population depended on patented treatments, then medicine would transform into the most profitable industry in the world. But there was one problem: natural medicine was everywhere. It had deep roots, loyal patients, and strong traditions. So Rockefeller formed an alliance with Andrew Carnegie, another industrial titan, and they crafted a plan to rebuild medicine from the ground up. Not based on healing. Not based on nature. Not based on biology. But based on money. And their weapon of choice would become one of the most influential documents in medical history, the Flexner Report. In 1908, Rockefeller and Carnegie hired a man named Abraham Flexner. Flexner was not a doctor, not a scientist, not a medical historian. He was a school evaluator, an education critic. Flexner was paid to travel across the country and evaluate all medical schools in America. But the report was not scientific. It was predetermined. Rockefeller funded the investigation. Carnegie funded the conclusions. Flexner simply put their plan into writing. In 1910, the Flexner Report was released, and it shook the medical world. The report declared that natural medicine was dangerous, herbalists were untrained, homeopathy was unscientific, naturopathy was irrational, midwives were obsolete, eclectic and botanical medicine was backward, nutrition-focused schools were inadequate, and that only allopathic medicine, chemical, pharmaceutical-based medicine, was scientific. This report provided the excuse Rockefeller needed. Within 20 years, Crossmark more than 80% of all natural medical schools closed. Crossmark licensing for homeopaths and naturopaths was revoked in many states. Crossmark herbal medicine was removed from universities. Crossmark midwives were pushed out of hospitals. Crossmark women and minority healers were systematically erased. Crossmark osteopathy and chiropractic were nearly destroyed, and all new medical schools were required to follow Rockefeller-approved curriculum, centered on pharmaceutical, surgery, laboratory tests, synthetic hormones, petrochemical derivatives. Natural knowledge was intentionally deleted from medical education. A monopoly was born. After eliminating the competition, Rockefeller moved to the next phase: make medical schools dependent on pharmaceutical funding. The Rockefeller Foundation donated millions of dollars, but only to schools that agreed to teach drug-based protocols, eliminate herbal and nutritional programs, promote synthetic over natural hormones, train doctors to treat symptoms, not causes. Soon, every doctor in America was trained the same way. Step 1, right-pointing arrow, diagnose. Step 2, right-pointing arrow, prescribe a patentable drug. Step 3, right-pointing arrow, treat symptoms forever. Step 4, right-pointing arrow, keep the patient inside the system. This one-size-fits-all model produced massive profits, lifelong customers, chronic dependence, no real healing. Doctors stopped studying minerals, sunlight, detox, microbiota, bone metabolism, and natural hormones. Those things didn't make money. Patented drugs did. To justify the takeover, Rockefeller used a second weapon: media manipulation. He owned newspapers. He controlled journalists. He funded universities. He controlled medical boards. And with those tools, he launched a campaign to discredit all natural healers. Articles appeared across America calling natural healers quacks, charlatans, superstitious, dangerous. These were not scientific evaluations. They were marketing attacks. Heliotherapy, once a respected treatment for infections, was labeled primitive. Herbal medicine, the foundation of pharmacology, was called old-fashioned. Nutrition-based healing was dismissed as unproven. Natural progesterone, estriol, and hormone extracts were replaced by synthetic versions that could be patented. The public forgot that natural healing ever existed. And a generation grew up believing synthetic chemicals were the only form of medicine. Rockefeller medicine deleted entire branches of healing: sunlight therapy, detoxification, botanical medicine, mineral therapy, spinal and structural realignment, functional dentistry, metabolic approaches, natural hormones, liver and organ extracts for endocrine support, bone hormone gum integration. We lost the knowledge that hormones repair bone, sunlight heals infections, minerals stabilize mood, progesterone protects the brain, estriol protects tissues, detox enhances immunity, oral health mirrors hormonal health. Instead, we entered an era of chronic disease, rising cancer rates, widespread depression, hormonal collapse, nutrient deficiency, pharmaceutical dependence. This was not evolution. This was design. But something unexpected happened. Forbidden medicine began to resurface. People are rediscovering bioidentical hormones, sunlight, detoxification, ancestral nutrition, herbal solutions, functional dentistry, gut hormone, bone connections, anti-inflammatory plant compounds, progesterone, estriol, testosterone in natural forms. Modern science is proving what ancient healers already knew. The body has a blueprint for healing. The body wants to heal. The body can heal when the system stops suppressing it. The truth that was buried for 100 years is rising again. Rockefeller didn't save medicine. He privatized it. He didn't eliminate quackery. He eliminated competition. And he created a system that manages disease, instead of promoting health. Now, more than a century later, the world is waking up. People are searching for truth again. For real healing. For the knowledge that was taken from us. This is forbidden medicine. And this is just the beginning.